Hello everyone and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we'll be taking a look at the classic legendary Red Lion from the Voltron 84 line. If you've been watching my other previous videos, you know that these are also done by Playmates Toys, who did the Legendary Defender lions for the Netflix show Voltron Legendary Defender. And these are very similar, done in kind of the same style, but, well, I should say in the same manner, but with the 80s style, obviously meant to resemble the original Voltron animation, which you can see pictured here and down here. I really like that a lot. I love the graphics on this packaging. Very, very cool. As you can see, it forms the right arm of Voltron. Spin this around. Really nice picture of the red line here on the back. It says Lance is the hot-headed ace flyer of the Voltron Lion Force. He pilots the Red Lion and is second in command of Voltron. I guess that's true. They never really officially say that. I feel like Keith's always there, but I guess technically he would be the second in command. But yeah, really loving the look of this classic Voltron over here. The blazing sword does come with the red line, which we'll see in a minute. You can see it underneath him there in the packaging. Bottom down here just shows the other lines that are available. After today, green will be the only one left to review, so let's go ahead. We'll get red out of the box, and we'll take a closer look. Alright, so here's the red line out of the packaging with everything that he comes with. Again, real quick, if you've been watching my videos, this is the same insert for everybody. It's just a quick look at some of the figures that are available. Obviously, the original Legendary Lions, and then the metallic die-cast smaller version of the Lions, and then the action figure that doesn't transform. So, same insert for everybody. Nothing very exciting there. And then these are the instructions. Very basic. I can't even open them. So it just shows you how to connect all the weapons and stuff to the side, how to transform into the arm, and then pop on. Nothing super exciting there either, but just wanted to show them off. That does come in the package. So, Red Lion. I like him. Super 80s feel. Definitely very faithful to the original. Very blocky. I love that. He's got that joint in the middle of his body, obviously because he is one of the arms. He's got 1, 2, 3 points of articulation per cat leg. That is the same all the way around. The tail is a softer plastic, so it's a little malleable. That actually, when you transform into an arm, sinks down into the cat body, so you just kind of pull it out till it clicks, and then it's a little bit softer there. Head looks great. Really nice paint. Love the yellow eyes. Looks fantastic. Jaw is spring-loaded as per usual. Head can rotate from side to side, but unfortunately it does not nearly have the range of motion that the two feet, yellow and blue lions have. So, a little bit of a bummer there. But overall, pretty good. You have a swivel here at the arm as well, or what will be the arm, right below what will be the elbow. It almost looks like there should be a bicep swivel here where this gray meets the red, but it does not move. I've tried it. It doesn't. But yeah, overall, I believe the yellow and the blue here, the blue actually might be paint. Maybe they're both paint. They almost look like they're separate molded pieces that are dropped in. You can see there's a... No, I guess the blue's got to be paint because you can see there's a little bit of smudge there on the yellow on mine. Not a big deal. So I guess these are both painted. Very nice, very bright, vibrant colors. The silver on the neck looks great. All this white on the head. Really, really impressed. The little black nose. So they did a great job with the paint, in my opinion. Accessory-wise, we'll save the best one for last. This looks pretty good. This bladed weapon, again, nice red and yellow paint here. Especially on the underside, which they could have easily left off, but they didn't, which I appreciate. This works very similar to the other ones we've seen. Have the big tab, and then you have the spot inside the mouth. So you pull this down, and then peg this in right there, in that big spot in the roof of his mouth. There's a big tab slot. This one actually closes all the way in his mouth, which I appreciate. I feel like that's how all the other ones should be as well. But yeah, they just kind of... These things materialize in their mouth, and then they run around and do side swipes, blow up enemy ships and whatnot. So I like this accessory. Definitely love the paint on this. Very nice. This little one, to me, is definitely the worst. It's just kind of like a little generic, boring laser gun. Obviously, you can peg into any of the leg sockets very easily. Just kind of, I mean, there's some decent molded in detail, a little bit of red paint, but overall kind of lackluster. And I believe the reason that we got kind of cheesed on the last weapon is just because we get the sword, which I understand. I get that. That leg almost looks a little cockeyed, but it's okay. Then you get this big launcher. Again, they do the kind of 3 missiles or multiple missiles in one. At least I feel like this one it looks a little bit better because they're so close together. Not like that one in the previous line. So that's okay. Press the button on the top. Launches pretty well. You can see it sticks out the back. Then you just plug this in to one of the arms. Whoops. Or you fire it at yourself on accident, which is a possibility. There you go. Just pegs into any of the sockets on the forelegs. So I think this one's decent. I think this is the best of his weapons because, like I said, I love the paint on it. I think it's a really nice design. Wonderful paint. This one's by far the weakest. Just kind of a boring little laser cannon. But like I said, I believe the reason he got that third accessory kind of lamed out is because you get the beautiful sword. I really do wish there was a little bit of paint on the hilt of the sword. I understand why there's not. It's easier to just mold this in one color plastic. The design is great. The molded in detail is really nice. And I appreciate that the hilt is on both sides. For some reason on the original toy, this hilt piece was only on one side. I'm not really sure why. But I've always loved this sword. It's very ornate. And really, really cool. Like I said, would love some paint on it, but I understand at least all the molded in detail is really nice. And this has the tab so that when he's an arm, you do the exact same thing as the other weapon. You pop it in his mouth and you plug it into that spot. Plugs in very nicely. I mean, you could even have the lion just run around with a giant sword in his mouth, but you'll see. Very cool. And I'm just going to go ahead and transform him into the arm right now. Sorry, before we get into the arm transformation, I did want to do the comparison with the legendary Red Lion. I do really like, I don't know what it is, I like all the legendary lions, but for some reason I think the red and the green are my favorites of the original legendary lions. I don't know, they just kind of look the most cohesive. I think it had something to do with the fact that the arms actually hid inside the body, which is kind of a big deal. Obviously, these will not do that, as we'll see in a minute. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love the classic aesthetic, I love the blockiness, but I did really enjoy the red and green lions from the legendary line. Really cool, really well done. So, that's how they look next to each other. Transforming this guy into an arm is very simple. Just going to kind of collapse the arms back as you would expect. Just like that. Do the same thing on the other side. And then bring these in. Just like that. Really nothing to it. There you go. Now this part's kind of funny to me. So you go ahead and you push the tail in, like I showed you, and it kind of snakes in, and you know it goes only so far, and it kind of hits a snag. If you come to the bottom and you pull out this joint here, which is going to be the shoulder connector with the black line, you can see, maybe you can't because there's no light, but you can see the tail piece rattling around in there. So you almost kind of have, like, to get this to go all the way down, you kind of have to push that almost through the exit, or that hole right there. So to get that to kind of peg in all the way, whoops, not that far. You want it to stop kind of about there. It kind of sticks out in that hole. So you can kind of see it. There's the end of the tail sticking through. It shouldn't be a problem because once that's connected to the arm, you won't see it. I mean, you could just have this a little bit farther out if you like. It's really up to you. I think it's supposed to go, that's why that circle is kind of around that piece of the tail. I think it's supposed to stop there. So, yeah, that's it for the arm. Obviously, that is his elbow. And you can move the hand. So you can, or you can do the form, blazing sword. And then obviously go ahead and put the sword back in. Pop that in there. Boom, you're ready. You got Voltron with a sword. Looking great. And then you can rotate this as well. So if you want to rotate not just the head, but the whole arm, you can. Or if you want to just rotate the head, you can do that as well. So I love it. Looks great. Very much classic feel. And I'm really excited to get this guy formed up once I review Green Line tomorrow. And then I'll probably do a video on Saturday to show the full connected Voltron. But yeah, I mean, it's simple. Very simple transformation into the arm, but I think it totally works. So I'm sure it comes as no surprise. I love this guy. I really love all these classic Voltron lines. I think they look great. I definitely think this little weapon here is the dinkiest out of all the accessories you get. But if they had to kind of cheap out a little bit to keep the cost per unit kind of on par with the other lions, so that they could give us this wonderful sword, I'm totally on board. My only complaint would be I wish there was a little bit of paint just in the hilt. I understand, leaving this all the color of the sword and leaving that silver, but just maybe even just the handle here of the sword would have been nice to get a little bit of paint there. But we got really nice paint on this accessory, so I think that looks really fantastic. So I recommend these as I've been recommending them. I think they're great. I'm really excited. Tomorrow I'm going to review Green Line, and then we'll take a look at the full form of Voltron on Saturday. So stay tuned here. It's going to be kind of a Voltron week as it has been all this week. But yeah, I love these. These are great. The original Legendary Defender Lions were fantastic, and these are wonderful in their own way, and I'm really excited to eventually have both of these on my shelf because they're going to look fantastic. I'm just saying the same thing over and over again. They're great. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like and share the video. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I hope you guys have enjoyed this look at the classic legendary Red Lion from the Voltron 84 line. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching.